in January the 22nd, I guess the Lord had me in the right place, the right time, with the right commitment. I was president of the Selma City Teachers Association. And then we had agreed that, and I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed, after they signed their names to a petition, that we were going to march as a teacher group. And so on January 22nd, we met at Clark Elementary School here, which was the school where I attended the first grade through the sixth grade. We met upstairs, and we marched up a file. My partner was my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade science teacher. His name was Mr. A.J. Durgan. He was the incoming president of the Selma City Teachers Association. And we led that march, teachers, for the first time in the United States, coming down the steps of Clark Elementary School, down Lawn Street, down to Alabama Avenue, down to the courthouse. Teachers for the first time. Getting down to the county courthouse, that was standing next to the steps the superintendent of education, the chairman of the board of education, to persuade me, because I was a teacher, to take the teachers back to the school because we had made a point, and that no longer should we try to pursue that right from that particular point. And I told them we had a right to be at the county courthouse. It was our courthouse. We were not backing down from our right to be there. And I asked the superintendent and the chairman of the board, who signed my check, to step aside. We went up those steps. Jim Clark had his deputies across the door, and he indicated that we were trying to make a mockery out of his courthouse. And we indicated to him that that was our courthouse also. He gave us 1 minute to move off of those steps. At the expiration of that minute, he took the billy club and jabbed us down the steps on the sidewalk. And my partner, Mr. A.J. Durgan, who, as I said, was my teacher, he was not quite used to that stuff like I was. And he asked me on the ground, he said, "What shall we do?" I said, "We are going back." He said, Yeah. And so we went back the second time. We jabbed down the steps after a minute, and he asked me the same question. I gave him the same answer, and he gave me the same response. The third time we went, I really was trying to get all the teachers arrested because teachers were not aware of the tremendous influence. They were the largest black professional group here in Dallas County. And so after going back the third time, he said, "If you don't go up these steps," Jim Clark said, "we're going to arrest you." I said to myself, "Exactly what I want you to do." And so at about 45 seconds before that minute expired, someone on the inside of the courthouse came and pulled him on the inside of the courthouse door and said, I didn't go in there with him, but I can imagine what they told him. "For goodness sake, don't arrest those teachers."
Yes, y'all know what time it is. That was Reverend Dr. F.D.Reese. We're thankful for y'all to be here on Thursday. This is the Lineage Podcast. I know y'all see me by myself right now. We're waiting on my brother to land so he can join. So until he get here, it's gonna be a singular show right now. But you know we got First Nurse Kimberly Reese here, so not too singular. Listen, today is gonna be a great show. We're going to introduce a project that we have been working on that we are asking the community, the corporations, the individuals, people that want to get on board with us and help us expand and reach out and continue the legacy of F.D.Reese and get his story out there to the masses. We're going to introduce that. That's why today is called Mr. Voting Rights Project. It's a project that we're working on, the foundation, the F.D.Reese Foundation. We're working on. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. And we're also the hot topic today. I know everybody's seen the video that's circling on social media about Shanquella Robinson, the young lady that went to Mexico with her quote unquote friends, and they did some damage to her, and the whole truth hasn't come out yet, but it's speculation circling around. So we're gonna kind of talk about that also. Um, Let me introduce to some that may not be aware of of who I am, who my brother is, who our family is. We are the related blood of the Reverend Dr. F.D.Reese. If you don't know who he is, if you've seen the historical picture that most people have seen is that front line. You see Jose Williams holding his daughter, then next to him, Mrs. Coretta Scott King, and well, next to granddad, Dr. F.D.Reese. It's Jose Williams, F.D.Reese, Mrs. King, Dr. King, Miss Abernathy, Ralph Abernathy, and so on, Ralph Bunch, and all of that. Rosa Parks at the end. He is the only man that was from the front line. Now, you wonder, why is he the only man that was in that front line from Selma, Alabama? It is because without him, just to be politically correct, without him, that march wouldn't have went on. A lot of things that happened in Selma would not have went on. And I'm not saying that because I'm his grandson, but I have facts and proof. Well, we have facts and proof and everything to back the story up. My brother he's going to Selma now to do the tour. We have a tour book for, matter of fact, it's tomorrow. So he's going to do the tour by himself tomorrow. But usually I open the tour and I always ask, well, just to put some type of something in your brain to say, well, to make you think, to a little light bulb. If I'm trying to do something very huge, if I'm trying to make a bold statement, why would I go to a city, a town where the population was only 25,000 people? Martin Luther King, if everyone know, he was born in Atlanta, Georgia. The population then was probably 3 or 4 times than it was in Selma. Well, to put it in a nutshell, the reason that they went to Selma is because the leadership of Reverend Dr. F.D.Reese, his fingerprints was all over the movement. He was president of the Teachers Association. He led the first Teachers March, January the 22nd, 1965. He was president of the Dallas County Voters League. He was part of the Courageous Eight, who were the board members of the Dallas County Voters League. He was a teacher, and so forth. He ran for city council. He was a city councilman. He was a principal, pastor for 50 years. The list goes on and on. So the reason why we call this Mr. Voting Rights Project is because we want to put his story out there nationwide. That has been our mission. My brother and I and our team started the foundation in 2017, and we haven't looked back. We have a lot of things coming up next year that I'm very excited, but I can't tell y'all everything, even though I want to. But the businessman in me says I cannot do it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what the show is going to be about today. But y'all already know, before we get into the meat of the service, we got to get our vegetables. You got to eat your vegetables. You got to get healthy. You got to be healthy. You just can't eat meat. If you just eat meat you can't be a carnivore. You have to have a balanced meal. So here at the Lineage Podcast, we try to have a balanced show. And what does that include? Not only does it include topics about a Black community and help us moving forward, but it also includes us staying or getting healthy and staying there. And part of that is us gaining knowledge on a lot of things, what's going on in our Black community. On one side, what causes us to not have good health, and on the other side, for us to gain knowledge to get good health and continue it if we do have good health. Because we all want to live long. We want to see grandkids, great grandkids, and all of that. So when I come back, First Nurse Kimberly Reese will be her health segment, and she's going to give you knowledge about the topic of this week. And so when we come back, the next voice y'all will hear will be First Nurse Kimberly Reese. So don't go nowhere. I know y'all don't go nowhere, because you have to know the knowledge of health. You got to do this. This 5 people. So we'll be right back.
And I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed that we were going to march.
Nice.
We'll stand strong. Where we belong. It's not about yourself.
First of all, serving notice on our nation. It's Dr. Frederick Douglass Reese.
We march. We march. We march. To march.
He said, what shall we do? I said, we are going back. He said, yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Lineage Podcast. Y'all
Hello.
see, y'all already know who I got here with me. This first nurse, F.D.Reese, and she is here to enlighten us on our health, like she does every week. This is an important segment in the show. So without further ado, I'm gonna shut my mouth and let her go ahead and take it away.
Hey, MJ. Can
What's
you
going on?
You can hear me pretty well?
Got you.
Okay, good. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again. Happy Thankful Thursday. As you guys know, November was diabetes.
Oh, she went out. Okay, here we go.
I'm having trouble with my connection for some reason. Am I
Yeah,
okay now?
yeah, we hear you now.
Okay. Well, November is actually also not only Diabetes Awareness Month, but it's also Epilepsy Awareness. So today, that's what I'll be talking about. What is epilepsy? According to the Cleveland Clinic, epilepsy is a brain disorder or disease where nerve cells don't signal properly, which causes seizures. What is seizures? Seizures are uncontrolled bursts of electrical activities that change sensations, behavior awareness, and muscle movements. Epilepsy is also called a seizure disorder. Who does epilepsy affect? Epilepsy affects any race, any sex. It could develop at any age as well. So as you see on the picture, this represents that it could hit anybody. Um, how common is epilepsy? In the U.S., about 3.4 million people have epilepsy. Of this number, 3 million are adults and 470,000 are children. There are 150,000 new cases of epilepsy in the U.S. each year, and worldwide, about 65 million people have epilepsy. So as you see, it affects a lot of people. What happens in the brain when there's epilepsy? So normally the cells in the brain send messages to and receive messages from all areas of the body. These messages are transmitted via continuous electrical impulses that travel from cell to cell. Well, when epilepsy occurs, it disrupts the rhythmic electrical impulses pattern. There are different types of epilepsies and seizure symptoms. Seizure categories are based on where they start in your brain, your level of awareness, and seizure, and also the presence and absence of muscle tone movements. Focal onset seizures, that's when the seizures start in one area of the brain. So as you see on this diagram, this picture right here, the focal seizures, that's on in one part of the brain, and it affects one side of the brain. This seizure it used to be called a partial onset seizure. There are two types of focal seizures. You have the focal onset seizure, which means you're awake and aware during the seizure. Healthcare providers once called this a simple partial seizure symptoms, and it may include the changes of sensation, how things taste, how things smell. You may have a change in your emotion. You may have uncontrolled muscle or jerking, usually in your arms or legs. You may also see flashing lights. You may have a feeling of dizziness and tingling and a tingling sensation with focal seizures. The focal onset impaired awareness seizures mean that you're confused or have lost awareness or unconsciousness during the seizure. Symptoms may include a blank stare. You may stare off in space, repetitive movements such as lip smacking or chewing motion, or also hand rubbing. So I have some symptoms of the seizures, as I actually mentioned. Again, you may have weakness, anxiety, a blank stare. You may have muscle contractions. Um, these are all the symptoms of epilepsy. Then you have the general onset seizure. General onset, if you go back again, MJ, yeah, general onset, as you see with the redness, it affects both sides of the brain. Again, focal affects one part of the brain, and general epilepsy affects both sides of the brains. And there are 6 types of general seizures. You have the absent seizure. That's when you have a blank stare. Again, you have the tonic seizure. That's without muscle tone or weakness. Then you have the tonic seizure. That's a seizure with muscle tone, and you become stiff. Then you have the clonic seizures. That's the fast jerking. And then you have the tonic clonic seizures and the myoclonic seizures. So what triggers seizures? Stress can, as you see this list here, stress can and anxiety can cause seizures. Not getting enough rest, having sleep issues. For example, if you have sleep apnea and you're not getting enough oxygen to the brain, that can trigger seizures. Alcohol use, alcohol withdrawal, hormone changes, such as menstrual hormonal changes, illness or fever, flashing light and patterns, not eating healthy, balanced diet or drinking enough fluids, like meaning dehydration, um, vitamin or mineral deficiencies. Also, if you're diagnosed with seizures and missing your anti-seizure medications, that can bring on your seizures. So what causes epilepsy? According to research, most of the time, in up to 70% of cases, um, the cause is unknown. But I have a list right here. It's a cause of seizures by age, with babies or neonates. Sometimes just the development, or if their mom were on drugs or alcohol abuse, they could be born with seizure issues due to lack of development. Also, genetics. Also, you have head injuries that can cause seizures, brain infections, immune disorders, developmental disorders, metabolic disorders, brain conditions such as brain vessel abnormalities. Um, Also, strokes, dementia, brain tumors, malfunction of blood vessels as well. So, how are seizures diagnosed? You have a test known as an EEG. This test measures the electrical activity of your brain. So, as you see right here, that's a picture of the EEG. They put the different probe around the brain, and it measures the electrical impulses of the brain. And then also you have the MRI. That's a brain scan. Um, this scan this scans the brain to rule out tumors, infection, or blood vessel abnormalities. Also, how is epilepsy treated? It's treated with anti-seizure medications. Also, you have special diets such as the ketogenic diet. You also have surgery that can also that's also known to treat seizures. With the ketogenic diet, it's a popular diet for seizures. This diet is low in carbohydrate and moderate in protein and high in fat. And low glycemic index diets may also reduce seizures in people with epilepsy. I also have a first aid seizure tips in care for a person with seizure. Um, this in case you're seeing someone having a seizure, these are tips to take heed to. You want to note the time when the seizure has started. Also, you want to keep other people out of the way. You want to make sure that anything that's tight on the person is loosened. Um, Make sure you don't try to hold the person down as well. Clear all sharp items. Clear all items that's dangerous for that person. Try to clear out, just make a safe space for the person. Also, don't put anything in their mouth that can cause them to bite down or lose their teeth or even choke during this time. If you're able to place the person on their side, that prevents them from choking, or if they start to vomit, it prevents them from choking on their vomit. Also, if the seizure lasts for longer than 5 minutes, call 911 and get them help into their local to the local hospital as soon as possible. And that's all I have for you guys today.
We appreciate that, First Nurse Kimberly Reese. Listen, y'all, take heed to everything she's saying. If you see any symptoms that she mentioned, please call 911 like she said. We appreciate you once again, Kim. You always drop some jewels on us for us to keep our health right.
Yes, my pleasure. I try.
All right, y'all. We're gonna be back, and my brother has landed, so we're gonna be back. When I say we coming back in 20 seconds. All right.
Okay. All right. Y'all take care.
What's going on? We back. Y'all already know what time it is. So you finally made it, huh, bro?
You say what?
I said you made it now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I made it.
Look, I already told him what we was gonna be kind of talking about Mr. Voting Rights, the project we got coming up. But did you want to talk about the hot topic first? About
It's up to you, man. It's whatever,
yeah,
however you want to swing it.
okay, we can go ahead and talk about that. Let me pull a picture of her. If y'all know, this is Mrs. Quella Robinson. She went to Cabo, Mexico, with her so-called friends. As you can see, she passed away. And what happened, I'll just kind of paraphrase here. What happened was she went to Mexico, to Cabo, Mexico on October 28th. That was the last time her family said they saw her. And she went, and then what happened on the 29th, the friends, so-called friends, called the family and said that, told her mother that she had alcohol poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she passed. And the autopsy came back, and it didn't line up to an alcohol poison autopsy. She had a cracked. Matter of fact, let me get it together. She had a back spasm. There was a crack. Her neck had been broken,
Mm-hmm.
and her spinal cord had a crack on it.
That's right.
That doesn't line up with alcohol poison. And then later on, a video came out which is circling around social media. Please, if y'all have any comments or questions or anything, please join in with the conversation, please. It came back, a video circling around of her getting beat up
That's right.
in a I don't know if it was the hotel room or where it was at, but in Cabo. Which is just it's very sad, man. Me personally, me, to me, it looked like it was a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, like it was a setup, like they got her there to do that. Two, once again, we on the wrong codes, man.
That's
And,
right.
and three, how can you record that and watch that happen? That's how you know it's a setup. So it's just disgusting to me. That we continuously do in our culture, man. We do crazy and stupid things of this nature. It's sickening, man, and it's disheartening, man. It just
And let me say this:
go ahead.
men that was present should be ashamed of themselves.
Correct.
They're not men to sit there and watch that happen. To tell that young lady, want you to fight back. As a man, MJ, I could not sit there and watch that happen without jumping in and stopping and pulling those two apart. Well, pulling the one person apart from the other one who had clearly showed that she did not want to fight.
Right.
But to sit there, what type of human being are you to sit there and pull your phone out and watch someone literally kill someone, bruh?
Right, man.
Come on, man.
Right. And I couldn't get a clear picture of the video, but they was doing damage, man.
Yeah, and she clearly said she didn't want to fight.
She didn't want to fight.
And see, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, just generations just different. You know, I couldn't, you know, man, it's just you're not safe with no one. That's why it's very important for people with kids, man, let them be close with their sisters and brothers and cousins. Because these friends be low-key jealous, man. Because
Right.
I understand she was an entrepreneur or professional. She pretty much had her life together.
Yeah.
She was celebrating her birthday or something, right?
Yeah.
And to go out with friends, people who you trust. And
Well,
you,
it wasn't her birthday. I think it was one of the other people's birthday because she was born in January.
oh, so it was there to celebrate when somebody.
Else. Yeah.
It's a shame, man. It's a shame, and it's the way these kids are raised, bro. They little punks, man.
Right.
It's the way they raise these kids. That this generation, this let these kids say what they want to say, and just express how they feel when they want to feel. I mean, how they feel when they want to say it, how they want to say. They can disrespect teachers. They disrespect elderly people. Y'all need to start raising your kids, man.
Right.
These folks really need to start raising their kids because these young adults, it's a shame. But that's the thing. We'll jump up and go march and come out and go hang out with Black Lives Matter. And you know me, MJ. I'm all about Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm all about South Carolina. I'm all about the Black movement. But man, sometimes we gotta hold ourselves accountable.
Right.
We got to look at our own kids and say, man, this is just jacked up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because if a white man sit there and kill a black man, we make all this noise. But then when this situation happened, you hear crickets.
We can't hold ourselves accountable, man.
We can't hold ourselves accountable, man. I'm sickening. I'm tired of it. And see, this is what happens when I tell people. A lot of people say, well, how these kids are raised ain't got nothing to do with me. I just take care of mine. See, you had that mindset until that hit your doorstep.
Right.
I'm sure your parents raised her right. Raised her in probably in a 2-parent home. I don't know her background, but I'm sure she was raised in a good environment. But then you got these kids who were raised disrespectfully. Now, look what happens when they meet each other, when their mindset clash. Look what happens, man.
Right. Clearly, she said she didn't want to fight.
Come on.
Clearly, like, you know, you're right, man. 25 years old, man, young lady, man. Just it's ridiculous, man. Penny answered hello. She said jealousy and it's evil.
That's right. Envy,
man. It's evil. And I just don't understand it, man.
Man, these people need to get back. When I was riding the 7, on my way here, I was on 80. And I just reflect on, I thank God, and I know my grandmother is watching, and she can attest to this. I thank God that our parents raised us to serve our elders.
Right.
Because it brings a type of mindset that you carry on in your life. See, that's one thing about our culture. Black folks back in the day was taught how to serve your elders. Well, serving your elders, you're gonna be mindful how you carry yourself around them, how you speak. You're gonna make sure you upright because they're gonna tell you sit up, don't bend your back. You're gonna make sure you don't talk back because they come they're very soft spoken. So you're gonna be back. You're gonna be soft spoken, and then you didn't disrespect them because see, we come up in a time if you disrespect your parents, we thought our parents can kill us.
Yeah,
and get away with it.
And get away with it. Yeah.
So if we disrespected their parents, oh my God,
over with.
Because think about it, and I was thinking about when our grandmom started getting a little older. My dad used to tell her was 15, 16, 17 years old. Remember, when grandma wanted to go to Tennessee, he'll send us to Selma and say, look, you go get your grandmother in her car.
Right.
Bring her to Atlanta.
Right.
With her car.
With her car.
Then she gonna spend a day with us. Then we'll get in our car and in her car, take her to Tennessee.
Right.
She will stay in Tennessee for him, and then we'll drive back to Atlanta. She'll stay in Tennessee however long she want to stay. Then when she finished, Daddy tell us, now go to Tennessee, get your grandma.
Right.
Bring her back to Atlanta.
Right.
With her car.
Her car.
So both of us had to go and drive. Yeah. And then she'll stay in Atlanta for a minute, then go back to Selma and take her in her car.
Correct.
See, that type of serving, bro, is unheard of now when it comes to the grandkids and the grandparents. Because even when grandmama and them started getting older, we used to go down there, take her and granddad to the doctor in Birmingham. Those times, man, was so valuable to us, and to be able to spend time with our grandmother and grandfather. Even my grandma Minnie, my mama's mama.
Right.
Go to Selma, get her.
Right.
Bring her to Atlanta.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? However long she want to stay, now take her back.
Right.
That is needed, bro.
Yeah.
And we used to love, going to get granddad, because when you go get granddad, your belly gonna be full and your pocket's not gonna be empty when you get back.
He gonna let you pay for no meal.
No meals or none. But what I'm saying is, man, we got to get back to that. And that part is needed in our generation to teach these kids, man, how to carry yourself, bro.
And you're right, because it translates. I'll be 40 next year, man. And even when I see elderly women, no matter what color, white, Indian, whatever, elderly men, it's always yes, ma'am, sir.
That's right.
And that's on how I was raised. And a lot of the times, especially the ladies, well, you don't have to call me ma'am, and if they tell me not to, I still probably would do it. But it's just a form of respect. And it is the root, the foundation is how you were raised and what values you had.
That's right, bro.
And
that's right.
And you know what? It's crazy. I was talking to my son. When was that? 3 days ago. And I said, son, you're gonna have to learn that it's sometimes it's things that you want to do, and it's things that needs to be done that you may necessarily not want to do.
That's right.
Now, did we always want to go over grandmama and granddad's house and do Sunday school lessons and Sunday school books and read scriptures? And no, we didn't always want to do it.
No.
But we understood, and our parents understood, it's not what you want to do, it's what needs to be done at times.
Needs to be done. But now we thank God for it.
We thank God for it, bro.
Thank God for it.
For that grounding, because it's within us. But then what's happening now in this new generation is it's always what the kids feel like.
Yeah.
And so if we can pull back and say, it ain't what you feel. Some things, do you want the whatever the case is? Yeah. But some things, it's not. This is a dictatorship.
MJ, bro, you're right. Because I hear a lot of people say, they ask their kids, well, what you want to eat today? Well, the only time mom and dad asked us what we want to eat was on our birthday.
On our birthday, that's it.
Anytime else, you're going to eat what your mama cooked. And if you ain't going to eat it, you're going to starve.
You're going to starve.
And if you don't finish your plate, they're going to put that plate in the refrigerator. Then they're going to warm that plate up the next morning. And you're going to eat it. And you can sit at the table. I remember we sit at the table and you try to get water. You know what I'm saying? You probably get water, drinking, you just full. And they sit there and they don't say anything. And they'll let you sit there like they don't see you.
Right.
But what I would say to grandparents, now I got to get on my grandparents now. Now, this generation of, I ain't gonna say the generation of grandparents, but now grandparents today kind of let the grandkids get away with too much.
Yeah, they get away with murder.
Now that I'm older, and I listen to my mom and dad talk. Grandmama and them used to be the same way.
Same way.
But I
Same
guess
way.
when we're older, we kind of see it because we in mom and dad in their spot now.
Right,
You
right,
know what
right.
I'm saying? But grandparents let the grandkids get away with fire.
Murder, boy.
We was more respectable.
But see, that's the thing. I think that's the difference, bro. We because even our grandparents, because remember they said granddaddy didn't get a personality till he had grandkids.
That's right.
So okay, so the granddaddy we saw and the granddaddy that we hear about is two totally different FDs. It's
true.
not the same.
That's
It's
true.
not the same. So I understand it, but at the same time, it's the parents' job to have more core values. So even if grandparents let you get away with a little bit, at the same time, okay, I done got away with this. But at the end of the day,
That's right.
I know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Time it is, bro.
And so, and Penny said point blank period because I think she got grandkids, so I already know what time she probably let them get away with murder.
But this is when we talk about gangster rap. We talk about the mindset of young black girls and boys.
That's
you know?
right.
And we see we was coming up, and I guess when our parents was coming up, you didn't have gangster rap. It was a point that mom and daddy wouldn't let us listen to that.
Right.
I
remember one time I was listening to Snoop Dogg. Mom then told me, you ain't listening to that.
That daddy used to get the CD we left in the truck, even if we snuck and bought the CD, he threw it out.
He threw it out.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't mean to cut you off, but I understand why, bro, because a lot of kids don't know how to compartmentalize. They don't know how to separate entertainment and reality.
That's right, bro. That's right.
So what happens is sometimes your kids, when their mind is not ready to handle that,
that's
they
right.
don't understand the difference of perception
and
reality. And especially now with social media.
Social media make it hard.
It's so many tools of perception now, right?
Yeah, it's worse because you don't know reality.
Right.
The standard is so high and it's not sustainable on what they think success is, relationship, family, everything is just out of whack because social media got you thinking like you're nothing.
Yeah.
If you look at social media and all everybody talking about is I got the bag, I'm traveling, and you're not traveling, you feel like you're not bringing enough money or your life is not valued, and that's just not true. You know what I'm saying?
I wish social media would take a shift. I really wish I see it in my generation to where you can only talk about and spread your businesses. I wish if it's anything else, I wish they would flag it. If it's just about family and business, you can post a picture of your family and about spreading your business. Your if you're an entrepreneur or you promoting this, that, and the third, because it's too much personal in it, and then the personal in it is not real. Everyone's post 99% of the pictures are their best side, their best look, when they look the best. So then the perception is, oh, they all got it together. And then a lot of the times when you pull it back, bro, it's not like that.
It's not.
And
they don't
and the kids don't know how to separate. Like some of us, and I ain't gonna say all of us, some of us adults, we can know, okay, yeah, because we do it, this is the reality and the perception is different. But now you look at a lot of these pages, man, it's a lot of perception going on and deceiving and deception.
That's right. And people make people jealous.
Right.
And I think what we have to learn how to, man, people are so bent on with their kids being popular. Man, I thank God I didn't come up in that generation that even parents today ask your kids, where's your friends? Man, forget friends. I don't care nothing about no friends. I got my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I got my cousin to holler at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't need no friends. You know what I'm saying? So we so bent on being around people. Man, you gotta be around nobody. You know what I'm saying? You don't.
Work small, man.
Yeah, you don't. And see what happened is when you look to find validation in people and being around a lot of people and and you feel like that you're successful or you're popular because a lot of people know you or you're around a lot of people, what happens is you let some snakes in your life, bro. People
Facts.
people come around you because something you can do for them, or they just straight out jealous and they waiting for you to slip.
Right.
And this is what happened to this young girl. They
Right.
found the opportunity. I don't know what transpired to them. They got the arguing or what happened. But at the end of the day, to do this to her, they caught her slipping.
Right.
It was people or persons who were already jealous of her, and they waited for an opportunity where she was vulnerable, and they pounced on her, bro.
Right, man.
So my kids, I tell my wife all the time, it's too um in Kim's family. I admire Charity, her cousin, and her brother's Brandon relationship. I admire it. I told her that, I said, it looks like no one is perfect, but
Right.
they go travel together, they do things together, and it looks like, hey man, I don't need nobody else. I got my brother and I got my sister.
Right.
That's how I raise my kids.
Right.
At the end of the day, y'all two is all y'all need.
That's it.
And then you got your cousin Zaria, Jalen, Jada.
Right.
You got your extended family, cool. But at the end of the day,
Right.
you just need your brother and sister. Because I know all I need is my brothers, and I'm riding.
Right. Exactly.
I don't need validation from no one else, Jay.
Nobody.
And that's how we were raised. We was raised family first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Family first, bro.
That's right.
And I hate she got caught slipping like that, man.
Slipping,
Them
man.
cats need to be under the jail. I'll tell you that much. Under the jail.
Yeah, Penny said, "Amen. It was planned." You're right.
Yeah.
Facts.
It was
100% right. Wow. Do you want to talk about the project? We got about 15, 20 minutes. We can talk about the project. Mr. Voting Rights Project. I know this. You spearheading this. This was your vision, so I'll let you kind of talk about it and elaborate on it.
okay. What you finna bring up some
If you want me to bring it up now, I can bring up the.
Well, all I want to say is that we have the Voting Rights Project, and it's some things that the foundation want to spearhead through the foundation for the legacy of F.D.Reese. And at the end of the day, it takes money to move it. And so what we've done, our foundation is a nonprofit, tax exempt 501. Did I say right? 501c3.
Yeah.
501c3 that you can get a tax deduction or
Contribution
letter. But we've come up with a corporation outline of how it looks. You're supposed to write the vision down and make it plain and simple. So what we've done, we're allowing for corporations to donate to the foundation, and for doing that, they can come to Selma, stay in our Airbnb, get a free tour from my brother, get books and different things for their companies. And we've set it out with platinum, gold, silver, bronze, diamond, platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. But the money will go towards finishing the documentary for F.D.Reese, preserving the artifacts, getting grants for the foundation, putting books in the school around the nation, and much more. Because F.D.Reese legacy is so big, and so we just looking at all our entrepreneurs, our friends, our families to donate to this. This is just for a corporation. Now we have one for individuals too that we'll lay out. But right now we're just talking about the corporations, and I'm hoping that people will spread the word on so they'll know, look, the foundation, look, we got our paperwork together, and we want to let you know that, look, it's an opportunity to be a part of something big. My vision for and our vision, but my brother, he allows for me to kind of, I go there. He allows for me to really think and have faith in this. So, one of my visions is for the home. The house is a historical site in the state of Alabama. We want to make it a national historical site, but we want to put my grandfather's in the yard because it's a big yard. We want to make it a tourist site. We want to put a memorial, bring his body out there at the house. and make it so when people tour, they can tour this memorial at the home, and really make it nice. These are the things we're gonna do. We've put our mind together. Look, with people help or without, it's gonna get done.
We'll get
But
done.
businesses, if you want to be a part of it and you want to sponsor this, and we will have you on the podcast. We will have you in the home, and show the people who's coming in for tours that these are our sponsors. These are the people who have partnered with us to make this happen. And we will put everything out on our social media so you can see it, the outline. In
I
the
got the
future.
outline here. Well, this the letter, a lot to read. I won't. I just
Yeah.
kind of paraphrase. It shows everything we're doing, who Granddaddy was with Frontline and Rab Dad Abernathy, 501c3. We reaching out to the community global. At the last paragraph, it says, with your help, we've generated documentary, preserve artifacts, produce with F.D.Reese film, purchase Selma self-sacrifice books for schools worldwide. Furthermore, we'll expand the F.D.Reese historical tour experience, exhume F.D.Reese body, that's what brother was just talking about, and have it memorialized at the historical home. Later, the
That's right.
foundation aspires to travel around the nation to teach about F.D.Reese. And here is the different types of packages. You have diamond, platinum, gold, silver, and bronze.
Yeah.
I know you can't. Go ahead, bro.
And I was finna say is, at the end of the day, you see what's going on with voting.
Yeah,
If you agree with Democrat, Republicans, I'm not here to, I got one issue with Stacey Abrams that I need for her to respond to me as a Georgia black man voter, what she
yes,
put
sir.
out there. But I want to say, if it was not for F.D.Reese,
Yeah.
you would not have the Selma movement that led to the 1965 Voting Rights Act, and we can say Barack Obama would not been president, and Stacey Abrams wouldn't have had the opportunity to run for governor in Georgia. And those
Fact.
are facts.
Those facts.
Those are facts, and we have the receipts to back it up.
Man.
So the thing is, it is right for us to do this, to put F.D.Reese name and his legacy in its rightful place in history. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with us as a family saying that our grandfather was the chief architect of the voting rights movement.
That's facts,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? So to put money and put a backing behind him is very important. You know, it's very important, because when you look around, I don't care if you're black, Latino, Asian American, LGBTQ community, all those people who run for office came out of the civil rights movement and out of the voting rights movement in Selma, Alabama.
That's facts.
Those are facts.
Point blank.
And so we put our head together to say, look, we're trying to take this to another level, and we're gonna do it. And we're gonna see it through.
That's
You know,
right. And this is the corporation one. We'll probably talk about the individual one next week, because a lot of people don't know a lot of corporations and things of that nature, and they may feel like, well, I don't know corporations or businesses. Well, one, you can go around and talk to people. A lot of people you may know or may not know may know somebody that's head of a corporation. But if you don't, we will have the individual one next week to show you. And trust me, it's not gonna be none. I think the lowest, we're gonna do $5 a month for the
yeah,
lowest one, something like
yeah,
that. It's and you will get a contribution letter at the end. We are legit 501c3. Shout out to our mother for getting that done.
yeah.
All the paperwork and all of the
Back and forth
necessary.
with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If y'all don't know, our mom is very sweet, but when it's time to get business done, that's the last lady you want to mess with, man, because she gonna get people in line. So shout out for getting that for us. It's an honor to be able to have a foundation named after our grandfather and be able to touch so many areas,
That's right.
and to be
That's
able
right.
to have an Airbnb, host a tour in the historical site, have a day named after him.
That's right.
It's in Selma, and we started this in 2017, man, and we have went leaps. Even we'll open the book and here come another chapter.
That's right.
And me and bro say, well, here it is, let's run with it. And this
Mm-hmm.
is just another one of those things that we will see through. And so we would appreciate y'all help to passing the word on. If you want this letter, we can email it to you. Just drop us, y'all know our social medias, our numbers,
Y'all know how
whatever.
to reach us.
Y'all know how to reach us, and we'll email it to you so you can get it to people. Now, what we are going to do, I want to make sure I got the date right, because y'all know we don't do nothing half stepping, right? Starting December, it's on a Tuesday, right? December the 6th. Is that right? December the 6th, we are going to have a Zoom call
That's right.
twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be the first and what did we say? The first and third Tuesdays, or you said the second and fourth?
Second and fourth Tuesday every month.
Second and fourth. So let's do December 13th. That's the second Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We will have a Zoom call starting December every other Tuesday
Talking
to
about
talk about the Mr. Voting Rights Project. Now, what we would want y'all to do is anyone you talk to anybody, because we're going to release the individual donation sponsorship next week. And like I said, the lowest is going to be $5 a month. I mean, so that is interested in doing it, they can come on the Zoom call on every second and fourth Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to break everything down. We'll tell
That's
you
right.
about the artifacts, what kind of artifacts we have. We'll tell you about the Teachers March. We'll tell you about why he was instrumental in Bloody Sunday, in the Selma Montgomery March, what he did as far as city councilman and the principal and the Walmart. I'm talking about getting Mr. and Mrs. in the phone book, the doctor's office. We'll go down the list so people that you may not know all the information about Granddaddy,
They will learn.
just bring them to us and we'll do the rest.
That's
All
right.
y'all spread the word. So
That's right.
release that next week, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you broke it down well. And like I said, man, you will see progress.
Right.
I think my brother and I has done a fair enough, well, I won't say a great job, in the progress that we've made from the
Facts.
beginning to now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the beginning. I'll tell you that much. It's just the beginning, because at my grandfather's funeral, at Ebenezer, I said in the pulpit, they're gonna have to put some respect on his name. And we meant that.
Meant it.
We meant it. And that by saying that, we embodied his legacy, read up on it, watched videos, and the things we learned from him.
Right.
And this is what we breathe every day.
Right.
So,
Every day, y'all.
we talk every day
We talk
about
every day.
our baby, the
Right.
F.D.Reese legacy.
Every day, man.
You know, but real talk, man, that just we really appreciate it. If anybody can pass that on, man. I humbly say thank you. And anybody who has supported us now from 2017 and now, man, we appreciate it.
Right.
We really do. And I think I hope that you find I hope that you look at it and feel good about the progress that we've made.
Rare.
And you say, man, I'm gonna continue to support those Reese brothers, man, because they just ain't talking, they just ain't talking. They about their business, and we still gonna speak on facts. I'm gonna slide over to Stacey Abrams again before we go.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
And I got to say this because I put out facts, and it was something that I found out that was very disturbing. From Stacey Abrams' campaign. Let me say this about Stacey Abrams. I was taught by my auntie Valerie, when you give him constructive criticism, before you do that, you always give a person, tell them what they do good.
Right.
To soften them up. And in ministry, I've learned that. Now, Stacey Abrams is one of the most intelligent women I've ever heard speak.
That's real, bro.
And second to none, bro.
That's real.
Second to none. When she speaks, she makes you want to listen.
Mhm.
And she's confident and she speaks with facts.
Mhm.
But what I would say, she dropped the ball on this, and I take it personally. Now, before the election, it was a group of entrepreneurs in Atlanta, black men,
Mhm.
who wanted to meet with Stacey Abrams to talk about how they felt and how they wanted to maneuver in Atlanta when it comes to business with these black men. Stacey Abrams denied to sit down with these black entrepreneurs in person. She blew them off and said she'll do a Zoom. Let me tell you who sat down with these entrepreneurs.
My bad. Go ahead.
Governor Brian Kemp sat
Man.
down with these black entrepreneurs, these black men. And the men still voted for Stacey Abrams. But you see how we drop the ball sometimes. See, I would say this: the Democratic Party has to understand in this season, you cannot use race, you cannot use racism to gain votes in the political elections anymore. You really have to sit down and listen to people, black people. You can't use racism for black people anymore. You
That's
got to
right.
sit down and talk about tangible things. It's not a guaranteed vote for the Democratic Party anymore for black folks. They looking at racism like, you know what? I stay in the black community. I don't really experience it like that. And I'm an entrepreneur. What are you gonna do for me that's gonna help me in my daily life?
Right. Exactly.
Democratic Party gotta look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Or you gonna continue. First, what's gonna happen? You lost 85% of black men voted for Stacey Abrams, right? So that's about 15% that didn't.
Right.
So as you continually lose the black men, after a while, you're gonna start losing the black woman that is a family woman.
Right.
Because the black man who is probably an entrepreneur but has a family is gonna start instilling and speaking to his wife about some of the things that the Democrats are not doing.
Exactly.
And what's gonna happen is you're gonna start seeing more women, family women, not the independent woman who a lot of them say don't need a black man, this and that. I'm not talking about that woman. I'm talking about the Claire Huxtable, the Harriet Winslow. I'm talking about that woman is gonna start going to the polls, and they're gonna start voting Republican because her man is starting to tell her some of the things that are happening in the Democratic Party that they're not paying attention to. I'm telling y'all, just like I called 15 years ago, I said, man, Georgia might start turning blue because I start seeing all the people coming from California down to Georgia with the tax break that they gave the movies.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to happen. People are just not voting. See, look, Greta and them, my grandfather and them was on code. They voted because race relations and racism was high on their list, MJ.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Racism was actually keeping a lot of black people back in the professional world.
Right.
Now, black folks are everywhere in the professional world now.
Exactly. So you can't build it off that no more.
It's a whole different outlook, and they got to pay attention to that. And see, you look at this, even with that, Stacey Abrams got to look, the white woman who was talking about pro-life, pro-choice,
right, winning,
lied to her.
Yeah.
And went and voted for Kemp.
Even the Hispanic woman.
She had more Latino men vote for her than Latino women. They lied to her too.
Right.
But what she decided to do is go after the black man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, black people take that personally. They should take that personal and say, hold on, Stacey, you need to get that right with the black man because you may have started some that is going to hurt the Democratic Party. Maybe not in the next 2 years, but in the next 7, 8, 10, 12 years, bro.
Right.
Hey, I just put it out there. Remember, I said it.
That's facts, man.
Hey,
you got it. Like you said, it's not the same. Like you said, it's not the same fight. Like you said, the racism and race relations was number one. It was high on the list.
Right. It's
So it
wrong
all so
fight.
okay, right. This is what we need to address. This is what it is. Now, since it's not as in your face like that no more, and it's not like that,
Mhm.
like you said, black people are everywhere. So now to get the black vote,
Hey,
what are you
hey,
doing specifically for black people?
what you doing? What you gonna do about crypto, regulating crypto? What you
Right,
gonna do about this housing? The when we get our houses appraised and white folks get their house appraised,
right.
they
Different price.
appraised now was $200,000, $300,000 less.
Right.
I don't care about racist Johnny over there.
Right. Care about that.
I don't care about him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Leave racist Johnny alone. I need some tangible change
Right.
that I can see
And because
outside of
what
racist Johnny.
because what's happening, bro, what we see is, and I know this on the grander scale, they talk about race and they use it, and we gonna help black people, black people, black people. Then when you get in the seat, it's nothing done specifically for us.
Look
But
what
you got
city.
an Asian hate crime bill,
No black hate crime bill.
no black hate crime
Black people
bill.
died on TV.
You got the LGBT that community. They getting advances. You making things specific for them.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Indians have certain things in place for them. The
Yeah, they
Hispanics
do. Mm-hmm.
certain things in place for them. But then when it comes to who a majority vote Democrat,
All day.
it's nothing.
95% of the black women voted Democrat, and 85% of the black men. We are the biggest, by far, the biggest group that votes Democrat. 70% of white people voted Democrat in the last election, whereas more than that's why Kemp won.
Right.
It had nothing to do with black men. Nah, she
Exactly.
could have got 100% of the black man vote. She
Still
still would
would
have
have
lost.
won.
She
Right.
lost by 300 and what,
Yeah.
5,000 votes.
300. Yeah. 300 some thousand. Yeah. So
But it's our fault, and Al Sharpton need to apologize to us too.
yeah.
I know people say Alan should say no, he need to, because he
Right.
said that if we don't vote for her, that we are what word did he use?
Insecure. Right.
Here.
Yeah.
Because we want to sit down and
We
talk
got
about
low self-esteem or
low
something.
low self-esteem. What?
Yeah.
Come on, man. No.
Yeah.
We can't think for ourselves.
It's ridiculous, man.
So Al Sharpton, you need to apologize to us too. You
Yeah.
sure do. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I said it. I don't care if people don't like it. That's
Yeah.
the truth. You need to
That's the truth.
apologize too.
Yeah.
Get off the network and come talk to us brothers and say I was wrong and I apologize, and we'll let bygones be bygones and move forward.
Right. Well, listen, y'all. If you haven't, listen. If you know somebody that want to book this tour, man, when I tell you, the tour is amazing. We
Yep.
have the first weekend is the first weekend in December. We have 20 people coming, right?
Yeah, man, we starting to get a lot of calls from school systems
Right.
to come and do the tour.
Yeah. First weekend in December, we got 20 people coming. I love doing the tours.
Love it.
It's very enlightening to see
Mhm.
the reaction when they say, "Well, now wait a minute." So this guy pretty much was the man.
Yeah, that's right. And I said, yes, he was.
He was. It just
Hey,
it is what it is, man.
we be bold about it. Say be bold. Yeah, he was.
Right.
Even
He
though
was.
Granddaddy wouldn't say it, but we'll say, yeah, he was.
Yeah, Granddaddy wouldn't say it, man. Granddaddy not gonna say that. And I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't learn in depth till we got old, and we start researching. Like, wait a minute, we start finding letters and all of that.
Yeah, Granddad was worried about our character.
Yeah,
that's what he was worried. He was worried about, hey, your character as a man.
Right.
All the civil rights move, all the
Right.
He was worried about your character.
Right. Exactly.
He said, "Are you in control?" He want to know, hey, are you in control of yourself? How are you as a man, as a husband, as a father? Right. He want to make sure that was straight.
That was straight, right?
Well, Granddad, that's straight. Now we about this civil rights business.
Yeah, we good on that. We about to, it's over with. But yeah, we and when we say this, man, we want to finish the documentary. I know most people on here have seen the trailer, so we got the trailer together. And you know, it's for us to This is part of having a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So just to be honest, we have to naturally get beside ourselves because me and bro naturally just say, man, we just gonna get the money ourselves. We gonna go do it.
Yeah.
But when God has placed and aligned certain things in your life that other people don't have the privilege to have,
Mm-hmm.
and He gives you these tools,
That's right.
you have to use them effectively and maximize it.
We did the
And
two.
so,
We did the trailer ourselves.
yeah, we did a trailer. Like that's what
Detroit,
we used to.
Birmingham.
Right. We used to doing that. We want to get this done. Let's do it. Like I told you at the beginning of the show before bro came on. It's other things I want to say I can't say that
Oh
we're
yes,
going to introduce.
you better not
Next
say.
year. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. That we're gonna introduce next year, and that's just how bro say, hey man, I got a vision. What we'll talk about it, man. Let's do it. Or I'll go to him. Hey bro, what you think about this? That's how most of our ideas and everything came up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're used to handling it that way. But then people have advised us, man, y'all have a 501c3.
That's right.
Um, not just to do back to school drives and
That's
essay
right.
contests and MDA walks.
Mm-hmm.
You have to maximize it. God has given you that privilege, so you got to use it. And this is just one of those things that we
Amen.
are going to do.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you want to, I ain't coughed all day. Wait to get on here. If you want the letter email to you, so you can pass it on, feel free. And like I said, we will be hitting y'all up. Trust now. I'm gonna say this: we gonna hit you up. I'm telling you right now, we are going to hit you up. So expect the call, expect the text, expect the email. We will be hitting you up, especially if you ain't got the corporation, you don't know corporations, understandable. Okay. But when we release this individual one, we want to see everybody jump on board. If you have been impacted by FD in any way, shape, form, or fashion,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't about owing us because we're doing this to get his story out there.
That's right.
It's about paying homage to him. It ain't
That's right.
about us. It ain't about us. So we will do the Zoom call every second and fourth Tuesday. We gonna hit you up, and I will personally ask you how many people you got coming on Zoom call Tuesday. How FD used to ask how many black people you gonna hire.
What if you go
I'm gonna do the same thing. How many people you got coming on their call
Mhm.
Tuesday? We got to do it, y'all, and it takes us. It takes everybody. So we just putting it out there. So expect the call now. Expect the call. Don't make me make grandma call. We got to get her involved. You might want to just concede to us because we got to go get the higher ups. You're gonna be in trouble. So but yeah, man, we like we're glad I'm being facetious, but
Yeah, you told Dr. King I'm being Dr. King, you
being
being facetious.
yeah.
Granddad know
Yeah.
he's using words, man.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, Monty King, stop playing.
Right. That what we would have said.
Yeah, stop
He's being
playing.
facetious. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. You got anything else, bro? Before we
No,
head
I ain't
out?
got nothing else, man. I just appreciate the support. It ain't booked the tour. I'm doing one tomorrow. I say this: any school child in Selma, if you want to come be a part of it, or anybody come be a part of it
Yeah.
and learn something. Ask your teacher would they give you extra credit if you come to the F.D.Reese historical tour.
I know.
Hometown hero.
Right,
But
man.
I'm inviting you. You know, it ain't about the money all the time, man. You know, I do
Nah.
free tours all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to come to a tour, you're a young person that want to learn about your history in Selma, Alabama, the truth. Come holler at
Right.
me. Come holler at
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate y'all joining us. Like I said, we will be back next Thursday. We're gonna have all the information for the individual. No, we won't be back next Thursday. It is Thanksgiving, so we will not be here. See, y'all looked out.
Hmm.
So December the 1st, I'm gonna bring that individual. So you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to get together, and then that Tuesday. So that Tuesday after the podcast, we will be doing the Zoom call. So we hope to see you there. I know y'all may go get tired of seeing us Thursdays and Tuesdays, but it is what it is. You see the commercials and you see your boss and your coworkers every day, and and it is what it is. So we'll get out of here, and we appreciate y'all joining us. And like my brother said, if you haven't booked the tour, book the tour. www.fdreesefoundation.org. If you do not have the book, Selma Self-Sacrifice, you need to get it. It's currently on Amazon right now. Go to Amazon.com and search in the search bar Selma Self-Sacrifice and pick up that book. And without further ado, we appreciate y'all joining us. Until the next time on the Lineage Podcast.
Peace out.